Hello YouTube, and I'm here back with another review, and this time I'm reviewing Minecraft Volume Alpha, the Minecraft soundtrack. Well, the first Minecraft soundtrack. There's another one called Volume Beta, but we're just doing Volume Alpha today. Okay, look, we all know what the heck Minecraft is. If you've grown up in the 2010s, you know what Minecraft is. Minecraft is one of the most iconic video games of all time. And this is like often known for like popping up in the media and in pop culture every now and then, every couple of years. For the past couple of years, there's been stuff with Dream SMP or the memes about parkour civilization. And of course, me and my girlfriend, we watched the whole series of that. If you know what I'm talking about. That can, and stuff like that, especially with soundtracks, can kind of hurt the reception and reputation of video game soundtracks or movie soundtracks, because they can become kind of biased. Because yeah, I like this, but how much of that is because of nostalgia because you played the game, and how much is it because it's actually good, And that's what this album kind of is like. That's what the soundtrack kind of is like, because although it is ambient, and although it does feel like an actual album, how much does this album work outside of the context of the game? And that's what really matters for soundtracks, for movies and video games in general, is how much does it stand alone by itself in context of out of context of the game. Minecraft is one of those, because it's really is synonymous with elements of nostalgia and everything. Again, that could hurt the reputation of it. But I personally think this is some of the best ambient music I've ever heard. I've listened to very little ambient music, but this is some of the best ambient music I've ever heard. Mixing electronic with ambience, with really with like pianos and strings, and all of it sounds very pretty, very nature-like. Also, I can't believe I got to see this, but the album was produced by C418, who has had work before the Minecraft soundtrack and electronic music and everything. But this is, I won't say this is one that put him on the map, but like it definitely is his most popular work, because it's Minecraft. Like I said, in this album he mixed a bunch of stuff with electronic, strings, pianos, synths, all these different sounds. And the thing about video game soundtracks is that they can become very repetitive, very, very repetitive. Because most video game soundtracks are kind of like level soundtracks. For example, platformer or kart racing kind of soundtracks, like Mario Kart or Kirby or Mario or Sonic. They can get kind of repetitive because they're supposed to just loop while it's supposed to be in the background while you're playing. You're not actually supposed to listen to the track. You can listen to the track, but you're not supposed to be listening to it. But here, it's a very different experience. I feel like C418 definitely saw this soundtrack as just another album instead of just a soundtrack, because although you have songs like the title track on Minecraft, which does obviously directly reference to the game itself, there are the sounds and the atmospheres and the worlds that this album creates are so can be divided away from Minecraft. And I think one of the best examples of this is songs like Minecraft, the title track. Honestly, it has this really nice kind of library meditative type of vibe. It's really soft, gentle, kind of very subtle piano keys, kind of synth piano keys, that eventually develops into this really pretty string section, which is a lot of tracks on here. There's a lot of developing, there's a lot of progression that goes on this album. You have songs like Moog City, which first starts off as this kind of weird, kind of synth type of song, but then eventually goes into a whole other direction with a whole union of strings and synths and everything. And it's actually just a whole mishmash of different elements of music. Same thing goes for songs like Sweden or Subwoofer Lullaby. They start off so just calm and slow, and they envelop, but they don't envelop in a way that it's loud. They envelop in a way that it feels complete. You know what I mean? You know, but even then, there are some tracks on here that do kind of just sit in, you know, what they are. For example, Door, while it can be kind of classified in the kind of like, you know, developing like track like Subwoofer Lullaby or like Sweden, it develops more into like just like a precursor to Subwoofer Lullaby, in my opinion. It kind of interpolates. It's like interpolates itself on interpolates Subwoofer Lullaby before it comes on, and like it sounds super wondrous and really playful and everything. You have like these nice flutes and woodwind instruments that make it sound super natural and super outdoorsy. Same thing that goes with the song Mice on Venus. Mice on Venus. Wow, I think the first half is kind of a slog, to be totally honest. But I think the second half is great. It sounds like just like out of a fairy tale. It sounds really just pretty, sounds really shiny. Sounds like, you know, you're in like a fairy tale of like the fairies and like the glowing mushrooms and everything. And it sounds very just magical. And, you know, even despite that, there are some more, you know, like I said, you know, just subtle passages on here, like Dry Hands and Wet Hands, where it's kind of just like a piano. And that's about it. And it's really nice. Although I do think it can kind of sit in the background a little bit too much. It is really nice. Stuff like Dry Hands, Wet Hands, Chris, you know, Excuse, you know, even Beginning. Although I do think, you know, it's callback to previous melodies from earlier in the album is really cool. And probably it's like the title track or something. I like the title opening of the whole game or something. I do genuinely think I like that, but like, you know, they all kind of like stay in this really cool, just soft, meditative vibe. Like just listening to this album, you feel at peace. You feel the world building around you. And although there are some kind of energetic points as well, like Cat and Dog, kind of being a more like 8-bit, 16-bit type of song, kind of very upbeat. You know, something that you kind of expect from a video game soundtrack, because it does sound this is like these two tracks, and you know, Droopy likes Ricochet, kind of do sound very video gamey in my opinion though. Where Cat and Dog kind of edge over Droopy likes Ricochet is like, you know, just the build up feels more organic, while Droopy likes Ricochet is just like an okay little ambient techno type of track. There's also 13, which is some dark ambient, which is just like, what? It's kind of comes out of nowhere, especially since the rest of this album is very lighthearted and very peaceful, very calm. But on 13, you have like these really cool, like just droning effects, like these really cool, like, you know, like kind of almost like field recording type of sounds that go in and out through your ear and everything. And it makes it sound super desolate, super just dark. Which comes out of nowhere, especially after Clark and Chris, where it's just super chill. It's just super, super chill. You also have Oxygène and Équinoxe, which are kind of like, you know, kind of like sister songs. Oxygène is kind of like more of the piano piece, while Équinoxe has more sense, in my opinion. This is more sense more often. While they're both good, I do say I'll give the eggs to Équinoxe, while Oxygène kind of just feels like it drags. But also Haggstrom, which kind of fits into the same type of vibe as the last part on Mice on Venus. It has like, I think it uses like gamelan. I think that's what this instrument is. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but it uses a gamelan, and wow, it just sounds so pretty and beautiful. Like, oh man, and the melody that it has with it sounds so playful and fun. And of course, you have the opener key, which is kind of just like a really, really quiet ambient piece. Not really any like pianos or anything. It's just ambience, and it's just really. I think it's a really good ambient. I think it's a perfect way to start this album. And speaking of the back end and front end of albums, there's also Droopy Likes Her Face, which is kind of like a reprise in a way of the previous track, Droopy Likes Ricochet. Except it has like these really cool, kind of like disconnected vocal samples that go throughout, that make it sound just at least a little bit more like punchy. It gives a little more of a punch than the previous track. But overall, this is really good ambient music. And although you know, it is part of a video game soundtrack, and although a lot of nostalgia can come with this, you kind of probably have noticed that I have not talked about Minecraft at all, or any nostalgia I have. Is because I didn't play Minecraft when I was a kid. I wasn't into that. I played like this weird block game called like Block Construction. This was the ripoff of Minecraft. So yeah, no, I didn't play Minecraft. So I kind of don't have any special attachment to this. You know, I kind of only seen it as the album itself. Only actually my first time playing Minecraft was like last year actually. So you know, I don't really have any special attachment to this or anything like that. I just think that this album really does create a beautiful world, a beautiful natural world of, you know, just sitting alone, fishing, mining, crafting, eating, hunting, just surviving. Especially on the track with Death, which I didn't really include since I kind of was an interlude of doing exactly that. This album is just beautiful, just a whole bunch of beautiful arrangements. Just a whole bunch of beautiful arrangements, and it's just amazing. So I would give it a 9 out of 10. I think it's very good ambient music. It does its world. It creates a world so perfectly and so well with so much imagery as well. And I think it's amazing. I would heavily recommend it. If you play Minecraft, you should just go ahead and re-listen to this because it is really that good. If you haven't played Minecraft, you should listen to it because it's legitimately good. And if you don't like it, you should listen to this because you might like it a little bit more. But you know, I heavily recommend this. 9 out of 10, and I'll see you in the next review.